Hi, hi. Hi, you guys. Can you hear us?
Hello.
We're here. Let's see if they see us and hear us. I'm looking in the chat. Let's see if there's a lot of you guys here. Thank you. Sean's here.
Thank you, Sean.
Somebody type in the chat for me real quick. Okay, just waiting to see if they see us or if we got to finagle something different. Looks like there's a little bit of a lag between StreamYard and YouTube again, so hang on, you guys. Anyways, I hate to start talking until verification. Okay, they
Okay,
see us.
Donald
Thank you,
says he
Donald.
sees
They
us.
see us. Okay, so here it is. My second glow glass sale. This one's going to be even better. I have George the Antique Nomad, my friend, your friend, and we've been planning this for a while. We have some fun items for you
Months, I
guys.
think. A few months, anyway.
Yeah. George, you've been busy today. My gosh.
Oh yeah. Today is my busy day. I had my sale earlier. I have a sale tomorrow at noon. I've got this with you, which I've really been looking forward to. I have my premiere tonight, and my level 3 member chat is at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I have a lot today. And then tomorrow I've got my sale at noon. And then I'm going to be selling in conjunction with Rosie's auction house, and we're going to do a big Fenton wrap-up sale. So, yeah, lots going on.
Yeah, because you just got back from one of the Fenton conventions.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. I was there with Rosie's Collector Convention, and then before that I was in. Gosh, where did I start the month? I started the month in Portland, Oregon, doing an antique show. So,
Yeah.
or no, that was July. I can't remember what
Somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, because you stopped by to thrift with me for
that was on
a
the
little
way
bit
through
before you.
back from Portland.
Yeah.
Yes. So, anyway, it's so nice to have people in the chat. Thank you all
Hi,
for
you
coming.
guys. We see all of you. Hi, Amy and Lisa and Sourcing Treasures and Donald. We see you guys. Thank you. Vicky Wrestler. Hi. I keep wanting to call her Vicky Reseller because that's my
Yeah, it's in
mind
our
goes
head.
there. Hi,
Right.
Jennifer. So Sean is going to be the shot caller again. She does my shot calling for me. And we usually do like going once, going twice, and last call in a slow manner, kind of like at an auction. And then Sean will give you guys even a few more seconds to cover those of you that are have a little bit slower internet, okay? And when she puts in item closed, then that's all the offers for that item, okay? And we're going to let Sean call it. But if we do make a mistake, you guys, gently speak up. It happens every once in a while. We're cool with that. Let's see. We don't know just in case on this sale. If you want something, just put in the bid of what you want, feel comfortable paying. We're not trying to make anybody get caught up in the heat and go over your budget or anything like that. So, what else? I can't think of anything else. My email is, let me hide some of these. These are the email. Wait a minute. George doesn't have his up, but it's TheAntiqueNomad@gmail.com.
That's
Maybe he'll
correct.
change it. And it's always in video descriptions. Okay. I don't mean to harp on this, you guys, but I just keep noticing that still a lot of you don't know that when you go to someone's video on YouTube, there's a little way you can open up the video description, and a lot of times there's a lot of information in there, like how to contact us or other social media links or whatever. So, but let's see, Sean has thrown it up for you. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
And we'll run that through every once in a while, you guys, okay? And you don't have to pre-register. Most of you we know. If you're new or haven't bought anything from either one of us before, that's fine. You don't have to pre-register. We trust you. Just so if you have purchased something tonight, will you email us then? And even if you think we have your address, I switched from shipping station to PayPal now. No, Pirate Ship to PayPal, who uses shipping station. And so some of you bought before, and so it's not in my ship station. Like they keep it for me, but it's not in there yet. So, and just to help keep us, it just makes it easier for both of us, kind of maybe put in what you bought in the title or what sale. Okay, I can't think of anything else. I'll let George. Oh, wait a minute. George takes other forms of payment. I do PayPal.
PayPal is what most people use. If you want to use Cash App or Venmo on purchases from me, you're welcome to say I'd prefer that, and we can make that happen.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Karen. Karen's a local thrifter too, besides Jennifer. Karen actually has a booth the mall that I'm in. She's been in there forever. So again, let me show you Sean one more time. That's Sean, my shot caller. She does mine. You might know her from Jeffrey's or sometimes George lately. She'll help out wherever she can. She's awfully nice. I always send her a little thank you tip out. So she doesn't want it. She always says, Yvon, but I do it anyways. I'm helping her save up for something so that she can start doing some shows too. So I'm helping her save up for something.
Well, okay, she deserves it. She works awfully hard. She asked if you let people outbid yourselves. I do, and I'll tell you why. I don't know if you do or not.
Go ahead. Why?
Okay. The reason I do is because we don't do just in case. Mm-hmm. That may be there just in case as well. I bid 20, but I really want this piece. I'm willing to pay 30. I'm going to bid it. That's why we encourage you to bid what you're willing to pay, and that way you don't have to worry about it. And because sometimes people outbid themselves just to make sure nobody else gets the piece. So I assume that's what they intend to do if that's what they do.
Yeah, they thought about it and go, no, I better go up a little more. Or they want you to know, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Yes. Dawn says she calls it power.
Okay. Hi, you guys. Margaret just came in too. And Twist of Fate. Hi. Okay, so. Well, who would like to go first? Now, I do have glow cam. Hang on.
I think you should go first, and then I'll go and introduce what I'm doing. I do not have glow cam, but I took pictures in black light last night, and I'll show all of you what these pieces look like in that way too.
Well, I'm fond of my glow cam. It worked out really well last time. So what this is, if anybody's curious, if you missed the first one that I did about 8 months ago, it's just a shipping box with Dollar Tree black foam board in it. I cut a little slit in the top, and I've got a black light bar that I got for like 2 for $15 off of eBay. And then I've got my phone. I have another account called Gen X Diva. And so Gen X Diva is logged in on the phone, pointing toward glow cam, and I renamed her glow cam. So it's just my other account. So that's what's happening there, you guys. Okay, but George, wait a minute. Before we start, now listen. You guys know my husband gives me smileys, right? I told him to stop doing it every day because that's 365 items. We already have at least 2,000 between thrifted and gifted. And so I said, you better slow down and just make it the really cool stuff. So he's been just doing the really cool stuff. He's been getting me authentic Harvey Ball, which if you don't know what that is, you'll learn soon when I do my Smiley collection expose. He's been getting me stuff from Winchester, just the really cool stuff. Okay, so he's had this because this was expensive. He's had this and he was saving it for a special occasion. But he knows George. He hears him in the background, and I talk about George and Jocelyn and Lindy, all my good friends. And then he also knew that George just got back from a Fenton convention. So he pulled this out and said, I'm going to go ahead and give this to you now so you can show it. And then also maybe George has seen it or knows. It's kind of an obscure item. And it's a Fenton. So anyways, this is a Fenton glass smiley face.
And it glows.
Yes, it glows. Now, it is newer. It's 2002. This is what's unique about it, you guys. Let me see if you can see that. Is that showing through?
Turn it upside down. There you go.
Okay, now let it focus. Hang on. There we go.
Okay, without your hand is better. That's perfect. We got it. Yes.
Fenton National Sales Meeting 2002. So I'm thinking these were special made little thank you gifts or awards or something for our sales team. So that's pretty obscure, you guys. So
that is exactly what it is. They made them for the sales reps who came from around the country. They'd have an annual meeting where the sales reps were invited to see the new lines and tour the factory and get hobnobbed and all that. And this was something that was given out to those people in 2002. So it's a very limited group. And it's too bad because I think that thing is so cool. I honestly think I would want one if I found one. I'd probably keep it.
Smiley faces, like every generation loves the smiley again and brings back the smileys. It's all blowing up again right now. But it's really an awesome piece. My sweet husband. And it was so sweet of him to be paying attention and go, okay. And remember, George was at the Fenton convention, and because he stopped here on the way to the Fenton convention. That's how my husband knew. And my husband knows George, by his voice now because he's used to hearing in the background. So that was so sweet of my husband to think and put those together. So, and I figured George, I'm like, I can't find anything out about this, but George will know, or he'll know someone who knows. But that's a pretty obscure piece. That is mine. It is going in the Smiley collection. Okay, George, we're going to put you on the side, and I'm coming in with the first item.
Okay.
I'll see you in a minute. All right, first let's do this. Let's add glow cam. Look how that glows, you guys. Look at that. It's a 2002, but they put some kind of fluorescent or something in it, right? So anyways, that's cool. That's a cool little Fenton piece for my collection. My husband wouldn't tell me how much he paid for it. He had to fight for it. But I went and Googled, and it was still in the history on eBay, so I know what he paid for it. But whatever, it is one of a kind. Okay, so oops, I want to remove that. All right, you guys. So I have a little bit of everything, some unique items. I did bring a couple pieces of Fenton too. Okay, I don't know what to start with. I'm going to start with my two Fenton pieces too. I only brought two because I think George has some really good stuff for us too. So here's a Fenton bell, hand painted. Let me get some more light on it. Hand painted Fenton bell. It's got the stickers inside and the artist signature, and miraculously it still has its little glass dinger, right? So this one is going to start at $15. Let me put it in the glow cam and we'll share. So there it is. Let me know if you have any questions about that piece. Let's start that at $15. No, that happy face is not going to be sold. That's going in my collection. If you're new to watching me, I have pretty much by now, I'm pretty sure the largest smiley face collection, if you include vintage and stuff, in the United States, and I'll be premiering it pretty soon. I have been thrifted, and I have thrifted and been gifted a lot of cool stuff. It's a fantastic one. That one's a keeper. That one's pretty rare. Okay. I know, and you can try to find one, but I don't know. Okay, so we'll start $15. Now, Lorraine, we just chatted. We're just now getting started. So in the glow cam is that piece, so you can see how it glows. And I'll bring it back out in case you want to see the hand painting a little more closely. There you go. What is that, a thistle, or I don't know all my flora. My camera's backwards, so you guys will have to read that. My camera's backwards, so I don't know what that says. And it's got the stickers inside, and then the artist signature. Nice little satin glass, hand painted. I don't do a lot of bells, but when it comes to something that glows or a hand painted Fenton, I'm probably going to do that hand painted item. Thank you, Amy. Amy says red clover is what it says. Thank you. Yeah, I see it now. Red clover and then something else. So anyone want to add this to either their Fenton collection or their glow glass collection? It is satin custard like glass, and it does have a nice glow to it. If no interest in that, we'll bring it back a little bit later and we'll let George come in. Don't know how much of a lag there is. Okay, we'll bring this back in a little bit. Let's bring George in and see what George has for us. Okay? I'll get in the swing of things in a minute, you guys. It just takes me a couple rounds.
There we go. All right. I am going to start us off. So here's my thing today. And hello, Sarah, and hello, everybody, by the way. In the course of what I'm going to show you, I've got about 15 lots. I'm going to try to take you through chronologically through time, more or less, the evolution of uranium glass and other glowing things, because there are other things besides uranium that glow. And I think that it's just, I just happen to have enough stuff to be able to do a chronological and kind of show you. So I'm going to start with this piece. And because I'm starting, this is not an old piece, but it's based on a Victorian piece, which is where uranium glass starts. So I'm going to start with this one. And I will hold it up for you. And I'm going to tell you right now, because this actually might be the most expensive thing that I'm bringing today. This one is going to start at $95. So let's go ahead and put the starting bid in, because it might take a little while for you to contemplate it, because we don't usually start with the most expensive thing first. But the reason I wanted to do that is this is also a Fenton piece. And while this is newer and has the Fenton label here, this 9-inch diamond lace basket with the black carnival trim, which, by the way, was never in their line. So this is a sample that was never actually produced as a regular sales item. So this one is very hard to get. The last time I saw one sell, it went for $95. Now, real quickly, I noted, I'm sorry, it went for $175. That's why I'm starting this one at $95. Real quickly, Rebecca Kennison, I see that you made a bid, I think, after the bid stopped on that bell. So Yvon, maybe make note of that and we can get back to that. So $95 is the opening price, but I wanted to start with this one because this is basically essentially how Vaseline glass or uranium glass, these things that glow in the dark, started. In the Victorian era, in the 1870s and 80s, the color yellow was popular, and to get a really, really bright color, they started putting uranium salt or uranium oxide in the batches of glass, and that really brightened up the yellow and made it a really happy yellow as opposed to sort of a dull amber color. And so this is why this piece is, for our chronology, this would be the beginning of Vaseline glass, as they called it back then. Vaseline was this yellow-green color. This stuff never actually was a great idea for the people who worked with it, because this stuff actually was a great idea for the people who worked with it, because this stuff back in the Victorian era was all hand blown. You'll notice nowadays it's all pressed because they don't want anyone breathing uranium dioxide or oxides. But at the time, they didn't know better. So being a glassblower was a very short career, because you would eventually get cancer from making these pieces. It was a terrible thing. They just didn't know better. In the 20th century, we know better, so these pieces are patterns. So we are, so that is the story behind this. This one is, you know, you got to remember Marie Curie had not found radium yet, so we didn't know about this stuff. So this one is about 10 inches tall by about 8 inches wide by about 8 inches deep. And the thing that's unusual about this particular one, like I say, is the black carnival trim. They never did this in their line regularly, and it goes to an opalescent edge as well. So it's a very unusual piece, even though it is a newer piece based on Victorian pieces. So I know that we have some delay here. $95 will be the opening bid. The edge color, Sean, I'm going to show you, is a carnival, and it is a black carnival, or a very, very, very dark, like amethyst purple. And so that is the edge color there. And I think it's just a beautiful piece. It's an unusual piece. Like I said, it's one of the most expensive things I brought for today. So I'm going to set it aside and let you mull it over. If somebody decides later that they're interested, just let us know and we'll bring it back. But yellow-green Vaseline, that is the beginning of uranium and glowing glass. And it started before they even knew it glowed, because they didn't have electricity in houses and they didn't have black lights. And I am going to turn over to Yvon.
Okay. So this is one thing. This is what's so great about George. No matter what show he's on or what the theme or what's going on, you always going to learn something. So that.
Something that would have been smart is if I'd held up so that you could see it glowing in a black light, because I don't have a glow box. So let me do that. And that is what it looks like under a black light. You'll notice it's a very uniform glow. It's not super intense because it's not opalescent, but it's translucent, not opaque, but we'll get to that. Anyway, go ahead, Yvon. I'm sorry.
No, that's good for you to do. We talked about that. That's good. Okay. I'm coming in, and so is GlowCam. We are bringing back the bell. Rebecca says she kind of likes it. We're bringing it back in. It starts at 15. It is Fenton, hand painted. There's how it glows. It still has the glass stopper. It is hand painted, custard or satin glass. Let me get it to focus. Signed, artist signed, and it's got the Fenton stickers on the inside. So, whether you like bells or glow glass, what is that, about 7 inches? If you need to know for shelf clearance, you're going to need more than 7 inches. So, starting at 15, and there's Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, love. And there's Rebecca for 15. So, yes, Lorraine, always. I watch George religiously. Okay, so Rebecca's in at 15. Thank you. So, going once, going twice. Just taking it slow, cover any lag for you guys. And last call. And Sean's going to give it a few more seconds in case anybody just popped in and goes, wait, what is that? Fenton, hand-painted bell, red clover, artist signed and stickered inside. No chips, cracks, or repairs, and it does glow. Yes, I just put those on this morning for you guys. A little shirt that glows and my nails glow. So I want you guys, I like to have fun when I do things. So it's a big ordeal. Like, okay, how can we make this like more fun? But thank you. Item closed. Okay, Rebecca, thanks, love. I got you. So, George, we're going to bring you back in. I wish I knew how to do this more elegant.
That worked. Whatever makes it happen, that's good as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to show you a picture under blacklight of the next items that I have. This is going to be choice. They are starting at $14. And here are the, whoops, it's not that yet. We'll get to that. Sorry. Where did my picture go? There it is. Okay. So you see two little pieces here. I'm going to show you the pieces, but I want to show you the picture under the black light first. The one on the left is a Burmese color. The one on the right is an early piece of custard glass with the Corn Palace from South Dakota. And $14 is the opening bid. So you're welcome to go ahead and start contemplating those and put in a bid if you want. Here are the two pieces, and it is choice. This one is Fenton's Burmese, and I wanted to put that in so that you could see the difference between a 1910s piece of custard glass here and a 1970s piece of custard. Notice the difference. This one is a lot whiter in color, and if you notice, it also, in the picture, we'll bring the picture back here so you can see. Someday I'll have a glow box and it'll be more efficient, but if you notice in the picture, the Corn Palace is glowing more of a blue. That is because uranium is not the only color that makes these shades. And so you can find early custard glass from the 1910s that is not necessarily going to glow as green. This glows this blue color instead. And the reason for the blue color is because it used a chemical called antimony to get the custard. So it's a little different chemical. So when you see these old pieces, they may glow, but they may glow differently. So take your black light and make sure that it glows the way you want it to do. $14 each are the choice here, and both of these are worth about double that. So if anyone is interested, this would be a great time to bid. They're each about 2 inches tall. I just did a video where I showed the front of the Corn Palace as it looks now. There were a bunch of Corn Palaces in the Midwest back in the 1890s, and nowadays this one in Mitchell, South Dakota is the only one left, and they decorate it with corn and make designs on it, and it's really a lot of fun. It's their little sports center and performance hall. And then the Fenton piece in the Burmese, this is a nice piece, and it glows really green under a black light. Rebecca is in at $14. She's our first bid, so thank you, Rebecca. We've got $14 as the opening bid on either of these two pieces. And again, as you saw, they both glow under black light. One thing that's fun if you're collecting black light objects is because other chemicals glow too, you can really get some variation. It won't all just look nuclear green. And so I think it's really fun. And yes, science actually is cool, and glass is cool too. And I have to admit, I know a lot more about glass than I do about science, but I've learned some things about chemistry by being into this old glass. I am going to call fair warning on this piece. We've got LaDonna Durbin at 18 as the high bidder for choice currently. But again, see the difference in the glow. So if you are collecting, and I'm going to show you something in my next round that's going to emphasize this too. If you like things that glow, there's a lot of different things that glow, and we're going to show you all about it. So we are going once. We're going to wrap this one up now. We are going twice. And we are gone, and we're going to call bid end and see who gets this. I see Rebecca at 20 is our current high bidder for choice. So we're going to see who else got in at the end and which piece that they like. Oh, LaDonna at 22. Let's see where the bid end comes in. And we'll find out who our winner is here. And it'll be choice. And if the first person doesn't take both, I will offer to the backup bidder. So we'll wait for just a second for that bid end to show up here. We all have a lag. This is a nice way of keeping it even. If it comes to my computer, it means it's come to me about the same time as all of you. So we're just waiting for that bid end now. And yes, Lorraine is right. Lots of rocks and minerals glow in different colors. And there we go. Item closed. LaDonna Durbin for $22. If you'll let us know in the chat which piece you would like as the high bidder on that item. If you want both, you may have both. If you want just one, let us know, and we'll offer the other one to the backup bidder, who I believe was Rebecca. Are either marked. The Fenton piece is marked because they started marking these about the time they did the Burmese. This one is done about 1980. But the Corn Palace, which is the one LaDonna is going to take, is not marked except for an old paper store tag label. So LaDonna, thank you. That one is for you. And if our backup bidder is interested in this piece, that was Rebecca. If you're interested in the Fenton piece, please let us know. That can be yours. And I'll wait to see that in the chat, and we'll let Yvonne go with her next item.
I'm counting the lag. Hang on. Oh, that's like a long one. Okay. I've got my YouTube open on the side, so I was counting as to when I pushed the button on StreamYard to come in and when I see myself. Woohoo. Okay. Refresh often, you guys. Refresh your YouTube often and make sure that then go back and make sure that you are in live chat, not top chat. Y'all know the drill, right? Okay, I'm gonna do something a little different. No, I want to do my other Fenton piece. Here's my other Fenton piece. It says New Life. It looks like a cross and then with purple flower. I think purple is a color, like a Jesus color. It is artist signed. I can't see it backwards, so you guys, I'm just holding for you. Give you guys time to try to figure that out. You can type it in if you're successful. It's really cute. It's another satin or custard color little egg on a pedestal, but it is one piece. And there we go. Nice and glowy. Yes? Yes. There we go. Glows nicely. Let me know if there's any information. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a little bit different. This one starts at 15. What is that? Almost 4 inches tall. It's adorable. Let me show you the hand painting on it again. And what it says on the bottom. I might be able to read it once it comes over. Okay, it says USA. I can read it over. Hand painted by something Stephanie or Stevens. First initial and last name, it looks like. That's cute. I think I see Cindy in at 15. I'm going to put it back in the glow cam for you guys. There we go. There it is, Vicky. It's a nice glowy. My fingernails glow more. There it is. You're welcome, hon. That's like George said, that's custard glass or satin glass, whatever. That does tend to glow very nicely. I've got another piece too. It tends to glow if it gets anywhere even near a black light, it starts glowing. Okay. So you guys are bidding away. I think the highest, I think we are at, thank you, Kristen. I try. I do try. I do kiss press-ons. I've told you guys that. I ain't about to drop $50. I like everything on the cheap. And I like to do them myself. I can't sit still for an hour and a half. I could be out thrifting or sourcing, right? And I'm not dropping $50. These are like under $10 and they're so fun. I switch out the glue so they last me for a long time. I really get my money's worth. And it's just so much fun. But I tell everybody how I do this if you're wanting to save money. I know you guys want to see them again because I did this just for you guys. Here's what they look like. I got them at Walmart. They're cute, kind of little 70s mod stripes. But then, ta-da! So let's see where we're at. I'm going to probably, high bid is currently at 20. Does anyone have any more questions about this piece? Do you want to see it up close again? New Life. That's a nice spiritual or religious piece. So, going once, going twice. Yes, and especially at Halloween time, they'll put out special editions. And if you go to Walmart or Walgreens, which is where I usually go, they'll sometimes put it in the aisle. A special, like their special edition for Halloween or Christmas. And when those are gone, they're gone. That was a limited edition, but a lot of them will glow. Some of them will do UV and some of them will just glow in the dark, like how you say phosphorus, like put them under a light for a while and then they'll just glow in the dark. They don't need a black light. Okay, and last call. And last call. Yeah. I hate to do this to Kiss because I love them. And their glue is okay, you guys. It's okay, girls. It'll last you about a week. But if you switch it out and get Scotch 3M, and I buy it in the little tiny tubes. I buy it in a 5-pack of the little tiny tubes at Walmart for like $3.50. Little tiny tubes, I've said this before, because that way you don't waste it. You buy a big tube, half of it's going to get dried up. And it's by Scotch 3M. It's the same exact ingredient when you read. It just seems to be a better quality. If I don't try to use my nails as tools and use my gloves when I'm doing dishes, I won't have to change these until they start to grow out at the bottom. I'll get 2.5, 3 weeks. All right. George is like, yeah. Sorry, all you boys. Okay. Items closed. Let's see who we have. You're welcome, hon. I can remind you if you send me an email and send you a picture. I get asked that a lot. So items closed. Well, George's nails are very clean and trim. Always. Well, I'm going to bring George back in. I think we're going to have, Sean will probably help me out here in a minute. I got to talking about my nails. I think we're going to have Cindy. Okay, here comes George. Let's see. How do I do that? How do I do that streamlessly?
I'm just showing off my lovely nails. I grew them myself, and they are clean and trimmed as of today because I knew I was doing a live sale. And this business, oftentimes you are digging out things and your nails get used very, very much. So pretty nails are not easy. And I know some boys wear nail polish these days. There is no point on putting it on me. I would just chip it all off. Now, the next item I'm going to show you, this is to show other things that glow because, again, the Victorians, when they were making this stuff originally, did not know these things glowed under a black light because they didn't have electricity or black lights to show. Now, these are Fenton shoes again, but they're based on the Victorian glass shoes that were very popular. And notice the glow in these. These are going to start, by the way, we're going to start these at $10 each. I'll show you what they look like in real life, but this is the glow picture. Notice the cadmium orange, the cadmium red is glowing because it's got the cadmium in it. And the one behind it is glowing a really bright blue. Let me show you what it looks like in real life. Here is the blue shoe. These are starting at $10 each. There's the blue. Here is the red in natural light. And then I'm going to show, Sean said closer again for the glow. I'm going to show you this again in a bigger light. I sure wish my phone wouldn't time out so fast in this case. However, we'll get back to it. There we go. So this is what they look like under a black light. And especially that blue one really, really, really glows brightly. Well, that is because it has, believe it or not, lead in it. Fenton didn't put lead in a lot of their stuff, but because this was transparent blue, they wanted to make sure that it was really got good with clarity. So they put lead in it, and the lead is what you see glowing. This is the cadmium you see glowing in this red glass. And I noticed someone else said something about various forms of Blanco glass and different colors that glowed, and they figured it was probably because of the cadmium. That's true in some of their colors. In the case of the jonquil yellow, I think it's because they actually use the uranium salt to get that bright yellow. So Twist of Fate at $14 is our current high bidder. And Twist of Fate, I did wrap the item that you bought earlier, but I can absolutely combine shipping if any of you bought from me earlier today. So I haven't sent anything out yet. Rebecca's at $15. And yes, the blue one is really very pretty. I like the red too, because the red has a nice Fenton logo in it. So these are both from about 1970. Does lead crystal glow? Well, usually not, unless it has a really intense amount of lead in it. Usually lead crystal is about 15 or 20% lead, and that would not be enough to make it glow like this. They are pretty in their own ways. I like them both. They both have the cat looking over the edge of the shoe. I am going to call fair warning here, so do get your final bids in. We have Rebecca at 18 currently, and so I know there's a lag, and you're just hearing this now, so I'm going to go really slow, but I'm going to start saying we are going once. And we are going twice. And we're going to give just a little bit more time because I know that a lot of you folks, it's hard to get your bids in because there does seem to be a lot of lag today. Ooh, look at the shine up of that cat. And we are going to call this closed and bid end. So we'll see between the lag effect and who put in final bids, who ends up with the choice of these pieces. Whoever ends up choosing, if they don't want both, then the one that is left will be the one that is available to the backup bidder if they choose to take it. So just waiting for that bid end to come in and see who ended up with this and who gets the choice between the blue and the red Fenton shoe. And hello, Rolene, we're glad you're here. I see we've got two people at $22 in the event of a tie. The first person to put it in gets the item, and that is the case in this time. So Sourcing Treasures is our high bidder at $22 each. Please let us know in the chat which one of these that you would like to have. And once you've made your decision, then we will let Leanie see if Leanie is interested in the other piece. The lead in the glass, they are starting to think that it's probably not a good idea to drink or eat off of lead crystal now, that it can leach out a little bit. Most of these chemicals, though, are very much inert. Sourcing Treasures says both, so thank you very much. We'll give both of those to you. But generally speaking, this stuff in its inert state is not going to hurt you. It's when it is molten and when the vapors are around. And that's why it was bad for the glass blowers in the Victorian era, because they were breathing the vapors, blowing the glass. That's why all of the uranium glass that you see in the 20th century is pressed by machines. And thank you, Sourcing Treasures. Do send your information to me at TheAntiqueNomad@gmail.com. And Yvon, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears. I do have another Fenton after all, but let me switch gears because I was a little shocked about this. So I've got some, I call this Bohemian glass. Beautiful on its own, hand painted. The flowers are a little textured as usual. Let me hold that still while I got it. You guys know what this is, right? It's always beautiful. This one might be, most likely it's missing a little lid, but I'm still not going to leave it because we can repurpose it. The gold is all good everywhere, but I got a little bit of a surprise too. It does, let me add glow cam in. It has a little bit, is that showing? Yeah. It has a little bit, can you see down in there how the orange is coming? It's coming around this rim a little bit and on the inside. So that would make a very interesting piece. So I think that would make an interesting piece. In addition, if you have a serious glow glass. And this will be the second one that I do. Same thing. So I don't know what's in it, but it glows a lot. It's not really showing as well as I would like for it to, actually. Okay, so that one just starts at $8. It is in good shape. Usually y'all buy all of those that I bring to a sale, but this time you could also add it, to your glow glass if you wanted to, and it would be interesting. There's a lot of orange that comes up in this bottom and a little bit around here. But let me show you again up close. For those of you that don't care about that, you just like this. This one's in good shape. If you want to forgive it for probably missing a lid, I'm guessing a little lid with a little handle, but it's still gorgeous. It's still in great shape. So $8. And if George doesn't mind, I'll run the little one next real quick. So, it's cute, huh? I think I see, oh, okay. Same bid, $8. And as always, the flowers, let me hold it still. The little petals have a little bit of texture. I don't know if that's coming across, but they're a little bit raised up. Like if this was Japanese, something we might call that moriage. But I think it's, I can't tell you what exactly they use. I don't know if that's slip or just something added to paint to make it thicker. I love this little lattice pattern on it too. Gold rim is a great shape. So the lid must have fit on the inside because this gold is fine. So, okay. So, going once. But the beautiful thing is, if you want to add it in your glow glass curio, you're going to get a little action out of it. You can see a little bit now because I also have a bar down here pointing away from me though, but you can see a little bit of the orange coming through from just this, my other strip down here. Where am I at? Going twice? Thanks. And last call. So Sean will probably give you a little bit. Is that coming through very well with the glow cam? I'm not sure. A little bit. See how it got dense at the bottom? That's where the concentration of whatever chemical, some say cadmium, but I don't want to say things I don't know. That's where the concentration is. No, it's not Murano, but a lot of people say Czech, and I believe that, but I always call it Bohemian glass because of the style. Item closed. I find these a lot here. You know, we have a large European community here. Germany, Austria, I think it's the mountains that remind them of home. At least that's what my German mother says. My mom came over when she was 14 from Frankfurt. Okay, so we got that one. Rebecca, George, if you don't mind, let me run through this little one too. So this one is just a little tiny. It doesn't have any of the flowers, but the gold is so cute. I love the little like jewelry drip. You know what I'm talking about. So cute. It's just a little baby boo. We'll just start this one like at 5. But this one, that one has even, my glow box isn't working as well for that, but let me tell you, that one has even more of an orange glow. Okay. So we'll start that one at 5. Doesn't weigh very much. It's not very big. It's about 4 inches tall, you guys. It's adorable, though. The gold is good on it, okay? But I find a lot of this kind of stuff, and maybe because the military town, you know, people bring stuff back from over Europe. Then they stay here a while. Then they have to get transferred someplace else, and their stuff ends up at our Goodwill. Oh, my gosh. Never buy exercise equipment because they get exercise equipment and then it might be a year or 2 old, depending on how long they were stationed here. And then it's practically brand new sitting in one of our thrift stores when they have to go. Never, if you live here, don't buy brand new exercise equipment. It is not necessary. Okay, and going once, where are we at? Jenny. Going twice. And last call on that. I think we're at 6. No, 7. We're at 7 with Jenny. Sean will probably call it any minute here, or any second, but you guys got a little bit of time to sneak one in. Rebecca's at 8. Thank you, Rebecca. I'll put it with your other one if you win it. Okay, an item closed. I think it's going to be Rebecca, but I have to let Sean call that. But it looks like it's going to be Rebecca for 8. And I'll put it with your other one. They go nicely together, love. And yeah, okay. I see. I got it, Sean. I see Rebecca. Okay. All right, here comes George.
Well, very good. Those were fun. And again, this is the thing. A lot of things glow that people are not expecting. But one thing people have caught on to recently is that a lot of depression glass glows. And I noticed there was a viewer asking if we were doing any early American pressed glass. I have to be honest with you, most early American pressed glass does not have this chemical in it. But by the 30s, they really were interested in having a very bright, happy green that had a little bit of more of a spring green, a yellowish tint to it. And so we have 2 pieces of depression glass here. They both have a little bit of uranium salt, and that's where they got the green color. And that is why you see these pieces appearing in blacklight cabinets today, because people are really enjoying them. Now this one, if you're one of those who does blacklight and does like a big fancy sort of scary blacklight dinner kind of thing, like for a mystery party, this could be fun. This is the floral pattern. These are starting, just to get the starting bids going. We are starting both of these at $20 each. They both should sell for around $40 typically. So we're going to start them about half of where they typically sell. So 20 is the starting bid. This one is called Floral, also known as poinsettia, because there's poinsettias on it. And this is the casserole. You don't see a lot of the serving pieces with lids because these cost extra money. Depression glass actually sold very well in the Depression. People think that, oh, they gave it away in boxes of oats because they were desperate. No, they gave it away in boxes of oats because if they gave you one piece, you might come to the store and buy the other pieces. And this would have been one of the pieces that you would have to buy because this was a serving piece. So that's why these sell for about 40 or 45 now. Now, this other pattern, which I think is really fun, and Dottie Ward, I see you at $20. Thank you. This other pattern, which I think is really fun, is called Sierra or Pinwheel. And this is a very modernist take on Depression glass. Let me show you what these look like under a black light, because being transparent, they definitely glow under a black light. But the uranium salt is not as strong as the uranium oxide. So when you have Depression green, you're going to have it glow a little bit more like, here we can show you this. That's what the Sierra bowl looks like with the black light on it. And it's really amazing the way it pops out. And I just love that sawtooth edge. This has always been one of my favorite patterns of Depression glass. The casserole dish, here is the bottom of it with the glow coming through it. And then when you put the lid on, the lid, because it's domed, kind of looks sort of funky. So it glows like that. It's a very thorough glow, but again, it's a little different than your custard glass glows. So we've got Lottie Ward at $20 is our opening bid, and it will be her choice. So it's going to be, or if anyone else bids, then it'll be whoever. Debbie from Chicago at $22 is now our high bidder. Yeah, they're both really pretty pieces, and they're both fairly substantial. The Sierra pinwheel bowl is 9.5 inches around the top, and about it drops down to about 4 inches deep. One thing I'll show you here, I don't know, yeah, see here, see this line? This is called a straw mark. It is a manufacturer's flaw. It is not a crack. One of the reasons Depression glass has a lot of patterning going on is because it was made fairly fast and cheaply. And so they wanted the patterns to be very strong so that they would cover up any imperfections like straw marks and bubbles and things. So you will see that in Depression glass. And I think we have Debbie from Chicago at 25. Now Jean Marie at 26 is our current high bidder. And yeah, the viewers love it, and boy, I love it too. I just think it's really neat. I like both of these pieces. I have to admit, if the choice was mine, I'm not sure which choice I would make. That's why I bought both. And I think they're just a lot of fun. And I'm going to call fair warning here. We've got Sourcing Treasures at 27. I know we had 3 or 4 other people interested, so get in your final bids now because we're getting close to the end. And I know we've got a lag today. So I'm going to say we are going once. Give everyone a moment. We are going twice. And we are going to call it gone and bid in. So we'll see who's left at the end and who ends up with the choice of these pieces. And I saw someone else saying, thanks for that info. I have some moon and stars with straw marks, thought it was cracks. Exactly, yeah. Feel them on the inside and the outside. If I put my fingernail in here with these, I can just feel it a little. When I go to the other side, I don't feel anything. That's how you know that it's not a crack all the way through. And so we're just waiting to see our bid end here because we are gone at this point. And the item is closed, and it looks like Sourcing Treasures, you have first choice at $27. And if you don't take both of them, then we'll ask the backup bidders. So let us know if you're interested in the Sierra pinwheel dish or the covered casserole in the poinsettia pattern. And we're going to let Sourcing Treasures tell us that. And let me see who our backup bidder is in case she doesn't take both. There we go. All right, we're just going to give a moment to let Sourcing Treasures tell us in the chat which one they would like. And then we will, really can't decide. I understand. Well, you don't have to decide right away. They're both great pieces. I know what you mean. It really is a tough decision. I'll show you the lid on this one a little bit better so that you can see. No chips, cracks, or damage on either of these. There's the bowl. This has a definite Art Deco feel. And this one is definitely more of a traditional Depression glass pattern. So Everybody is saying, pick both, pick both. I am fine with you picking whatever you decide that you would like to have. So I'm going to set those aside. And Grandma loves them and she'll take both then. Well, okay, you've got it. They're yours. And thank you very much. We'll turn back over to Yvon now.
That was cool. I didn't look up the pattern. I just got these. But they kind of match what George just sold. I've got two pieces that kind of match. I'm not sure what the pattern is, but they're like little dessert cups or something. I was going to sell them separately because I don't know how many people are actually like having glow dinners. I do have one friend in New York that she wants multiple pieces because she likes to have like a black light party and dinner and everything, you know, glowing. So I didn't know, well, but most people just are building their curio, right? So I wasn't sure. So I don't know whose they are, but they do have that like fluted pattern as well. And I have 4 of them. I'm going to go ahead and just, I'll do choice. That way people just want one for their collection. But if it is someone that wants, I'll do choice, and they start at $2. $2 for one is what the starting bid is. You can have all of them or whatever for whatever the ending bid is. And here they go. They are good glowers. Look at that. Let me put glow cam all by herself. Sorry. There. Didn't bother looking up. I didn't even, a quick Google would probably pull these up, but I didn't bother. But they're little cutie pies, like little dessert cups or whatever, or you can use them for whatever that you're going to in your glow curio. Any interest on these? It's choice. You can have one of them or all. Sorry, you guys. I didn't know whether to break these up or not. I only know one person up in New York who buys multiple settings because she actually has black light dinners. Most of the rest of us are just building a black light curio and having a lot of fun with it, right? So far we're at $4 for one or choice. If you want 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at $4 a piece. Maybe I'm saying it better that way. I'm going to run a banner real quick for you guys too. That pro tip, okay? They're like fluted. And then remember that too. And it's always in video descriptions, okay, you guys? Thank you, George. Take that off. Okay, thank you. So we're at 5. Sativa Queen. I bet you do have glow parties. Wink, wink. I saw you in George's chat early and I went, I think I know what she's trying to say. So, okay. Going once. I think we're at 7 for choice. You can have 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're at 8. Cutie pies, huh? Going twice. And last call. We're at 9 with Eliza. Miss Eliza, sweetie pie. Yes, Sean is the best. Sean is the best. We talk at least every other day just to catch up. And item closed. Thank you, Sean. Let me turn off Glow Cam. Pull these back out. Did anybody know what these were? I didn't even bother. I'm like, they're cute. I'm not going to bother worrying about it. Okay, so we have Eliza. Eliza, how many do you want? $9 a piece. How many would you like, love? Hang with me, you guys, while we sort this out real quick, and then I'll bring George back in. Wait a minute, we're just waiting on Eliza, you guys, and then we'll move on. Yes, if Miss Wildfire, if you want to share them and she's okay with the $9 a piece, sure. Sure. Okay. She says, so Eliza, are you good with all 4? And I want to tell you something, though. I actually have 5. I'm going to include this in there, too. I didn't know if someone would buy. But this one has a little chip. So file it down or something, and be careful when you use it. Use it for something else, okay? I didn't want to sell this one with that little chip on it, but it's not that bad to throw it away. So, Eliza, I'll put that in there, too. So you'll be getting 5, but I'm not going to charge you for this other one, of course. But I'll put a sticker on it, okay, just so you can notice it right away and use it for something else, okay? All right, love, I got you. Here comes George.
Very cool. I'm pretty sure that Hazel Atlas made those. I think I've had them with the mark before. They're definitely 30s era depression glass, which is where I left off with you too, talking about the evolving of things that glowed. So after the Second World War, we see a lot of interest in phosphorescence. You see radium little painted pieces on watches that glow in the dark. You see signs that are made of phosphorescent material, and you start to see people like my friend here who would love to come to one of your glow parties. So I'm going to put up one phosphorescent item today, and it is this guy here. You can see what he looks like on his side. And yes, I know it looks like an X-ray here, but in real life, Mr. Bones looks just like this. Hello. And Mr. Bones is a full 6 foot tall hanging. This is probably 1970s or 80s, but it is a full-on hanging skeleton. I am going to start him off because he came to me rather inexpensively at $8. So $8 is your starting bid, and this guy is really fun. We've got Halloween coming up. If you're having a glow party, he could hang on the wall behind you, and he will glow. You don't need a black light for him to glow. You just put him in regular light, and when you turn the light off in the room, then it will glow for a period of time. Last night when I was taking pictures with the black light, I would look over and he'd be glowing, and it would start to die down. And then I'd turn the regular light on and he'd charge up again. I'd turn it off to do the black light. I finally had to put him in the other room because he was reflecting light into my black light pictures, and I got a kick out of that. Sarah is at $12. I just think this guy is great. If you saw the video where I was on the highway sale in Kentucky and ended up unexpectedly fishing through a giant hoard, well, that's where this guy came from. He came from that giant hoard in eastern Kentucky, and I think he was glad to get out because he probably didn't look like this when he stepped into that place. I was afraid I was going to come out looking like this. We currently have Epilo at $20 is our current high bidder. And yeah, this is fun. You know, we wanted to bring you lots of fun things that glow. And most of what I have is some really pretty glass items. And a lot of what I have left at this point to show you is Fenton related, because they really took off with the glowing glass in the 60s. So we'll get to that next. But this guy is happy that he's going to get a home with one of you. Miss Wildlife's at 21. I suppose that, and yes, Eliza says she remembers that video, so much dusty stuff. That was a fact. And we are at $22 with Epilo A. And yes, that hoard was crazy and a little unsafe, absolutely, especially because we had to use flashlights or our phone light to see anything. So I was pretty careful. I was not ready for a hoard. I was not expecting that on a highway sale. And you should have seen the ad for the place. They advertised all this new junk they were selling out front. And then they had this little thing that said, oh, and there's a building with antiques behind it. And the building with antiques turned out to be the hoard. The guy had been a dealer and an auctioneer and was in his 80s and really couldn't keep up with it, but just couldn't let it go and was finally starting to. So we are at $25. I'm going to call fair warning on this. I know there's a lot of you folks interested in bidding, and I'm glad one of you is going to get him, but I want to make sure we have time to get through the rest of our lots. So I'm going to go ahead and say, please refresh. Please put in your final bids. He does fold down to a nice size because he will be going once, going twice, and he is gone. And he's going to fit in a flat box in about this size. So he shouldn't be too expensive to ship. He doesn't weigh much. So we'll put the bid end in and see who our ultimate new host of Mr. Bones is going to be. The last we had Epilo A, and I think that means it's yours for $25. Thank you very much. Please do send me your information to TheAntiqueNomad@gmail.com so that I can invoice you and get that sent out.
Oh, another piece I didn't Google because I just thought it's cool. It's cool. If you Google the pattern, you'll be able to figure out whose it is. This is a beautiful piece all by itself, Amberino. 6 inches this way, not including the handle. 3 inches this way. Is this a soup cup? That's awful fancy. I don't know. But it does have a handle. Already beautiful, Amberino. I'm going to start this one at 12. And let's put it in the glow box, because this one is awesome. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? That one starts at 12. It's about 6 inches diameter, and then there's a little handle, and it's about 3 inches this way. I was hoping I wasn't too far away from my blue ball. I was just going on and on about how gorgeous it is, you guys. And I was saying a lot of times, you know, like on this, a lot of times on this kind of stuff, it might be like a rim that glows or something here. That one's like on fire. I love it. You guys can hear me now, right? We're good. George, can they hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Let me see what my friend Becky's saying. Okay. Does anyone need any information about that? Do you want me to pull it back out of the glow cam so you can look at it? Because even without it, look, that's Amberino is like, it's like little candy color. It's almost unbelievable all by itself. Does anybody recognize it? There's the bottom. And here's the pattern. And sawtooth edge, I do know that much. I'm going to put it back in here because that's awesome. Okay, so where are we at here? Let me look. M Bates, hi, 16. Yes, it's a gorgeous piece. I don't know if anybody recognizes it. Hi, Susan. Susan likes it for 18. Please let me know if you have any questions. Orange and then dark orange, very dark orange. It's gorgeous all by itself. About 6, not including the handle. It's about a little over 3, okay? I didn't bother with it, Becky. I just said it's too cool. In the cart you go. You're going to the glow sale. Yellow, orange, and then a darker orange, almost to red on this sawtooth part here. I'll show you the bottom. Becky knows a lot about glass. Okay, L.E. Smith, that's, that's a good guess. I've got a couple other L.E. Smith. I like that guess. I like that one. George, you got anything to say about this pattern? You got any guesses? You have to look these patterns up. They all copied each other so closely, Yeah. Hi, Rocky Mountain Values. Hi. There's another Colorado girl. Okay, so we are at 18. Going once. Going twice. I'm liking the L.E. Smith because of this incredible Amberino, but don't quote me. It's one of those glass companies that they all kind of did whatever was trending at the time. They all kind of toppled over each other to make something similar, but hopefully more desirable. And last call. Got a couple more seconds before Sean calls it. I'm going to stick it back in the glow box. Oh, man, that's an awesome piece. That is an awesome piece, y'all. Oops, sorry. It definitely has like a clear candy sucker like vibe, like Jolly Ranchers, I hear some people talk about. Thank you, Sean. Item closed. Susan, it's all yours, love. Susan, I don't think we've worked together before, so be sure to send your information. The ThriftyRichClub at hotmail.com. There it is right there. And here comes George.
Well, one of the reasons those patterns can be confusing is because a lot of the companies that have been in business for a long time either had original Victorian molds or bought other closed glass companies' molds or made their own molds based on similar designs. I'm thinking that's either L.E. Smith or Indiana. I would have to look to know for sure which one. It looks like Imperial, but it would almost always in that era have an IG mark on it, and I didn't see that when you held it up. So getting on to the thing I was talking about with the progression of Vaseline and custard glass and all these things that glow, is that a lot of companies in the 50s that had made carnival glass, like I say, started reviving it. And then they took some of those patterns and started using it on other things. And Fenton was no exception. Their very popular Persian medallion pattern in carnival glass came to be used in custard glass. And I'll show you what this bowl looks like in reality. There is the Persian medallion. It's very light custard, almost to white. I mean, it's got a little yellow in it, but it's definitely different than the other piece. This is going to be choice, which is this one, but also in the Persian medallion pattern. And here you see it not under black light, and here you see it under a black light, and it is just nuclear green. This is early 60s that we're starting to see these now. And the choice on these, it's going to be $18 opening bid for choice on these. So you're welcome to start bidding. I'll tell you a little more about them. So 18 is the opening bid. The Persian medallion was a very popular pattern for Fenton back in the days of carnival glass. And so they had all these old molds and thought it would be nice to bring it back. And it was very popular again when it came back. Hanford green, that's funny. Yes, kind of like that. I see you, M. Bates, at $18. Thank you. And so it is going to be choice on these pieces. So this is what initially in the 60s, you see them starting to bring back these uranium glass pieces. That's when we start seeing them come into the Fenton lines and some of the other companies. And the reason is that at first they're thinking Victorian, custard glass, this has the right look. They're not thinking yet still about glowing under a black light per se. The pattern on the last one of Yvon's is some sort of a pinwheel and star pattern. I didn't really get a close enough look at it. And I have to admit, with the early American press glass and the carnival patterns, I still have to go to the books for a lot of the patterns because they're so similar. Yes, LaDonna, you mentioned the fairy lamp. We'll talk about fairy lamps because I've got one coming next. So $20, Jean Marie is our current high bidder on choice on these. You can see the Fenton logo on this one. They started putting logos on in the mid 60s and then expanded it to all of the line in the mid 70s. This one also has the Fenton mark on the base. So yes, it is a sweet choice, Sativa Queen. I agree. And right now we have Vicki Ressler, who is the high bidder at $22 choice. And I really like the lime green. They introduced this about 1970. I'm going to show you a couple of lime green pieces next. One of them is a fairy lamp, and one of them is a swung vase. So two of the favorite things on YouTube, we are going to show you shortly. I think that we're going to have a lot of fun with those. But I thought these were just beautiful. I like the way they glowed. Jean Marie is currently, no problem, Sean. Jean Marie at $23 now. M. Bates at $24 for choice on these two. The size of this compote is about 8 inches tall and about 8 inches wide, and you do get the medallion all the way into the bottom. The price on the ruffled bowl, the size on the ruffled bowl is about 8 inches, maybe 8.5 inches at the flare here. I'm going to go ahead and give this a fair warning. So get your final bids in, folks, because these are going to sell. It will be choice. I see Sourcing Treasures at $25, and you can have a lovely piece. And I'll show you one more time how they looked under the black light, because they're pretty strong. It's one reason I brought a lot of this kind of glass to this show, is because it really, really shows up. The custard glass in some ways glows brighter than almost anything. Here is that compote again. Here is this bowl, and these pieces are going once. They are going twice. And we have a new bidder in, and we are gone, and bid end. There's going to be a lag, so we're going to have a moment to see, and maybe someone else got a final bid in. It will be choice for the high bidder, and we're just waiting to see who that is. So thank you for your interest. I know we've got Rise Up at 30 at choice currently, and we're just waiting to see the bid end to see if it'll be their choice or someone else's. So I'm just going to give a moment for that to come in. And the color does remind me of pistachio pudding. And yes, Rise Up at $30 choice. If you'll please let us know in the comments whether you choose the lime green compote, the custard glass bowl, or both. The custard glass bowl also has the cherry pattern on the outside. Fenton started to do that where it wasn't always Persian medallion on both. and that makes it a little more unique. They did that back in the carnival days too. And he or she wants the compote, and that will be for you. Thank you. Sourcing treasures. If you are interested in the bowl, let us know in the chat, and we'll put that aside for you. And I'll turn over to Yvon now.
I'll come back in. Okay, you guys. Wait a minute. Okay. So this will be my last piece of Fenton, but to follow along with George's timeline, I think this is the same timeline. Whoa, hang on. There we go. It has the birthmark in it, and it is another like satin or custard. Now, I bought this a really, really good deal because the lady said it had a hairline inside, and she was a purist, right? So she got another one that didn't have a hairline and was selling this one. She gave me a really good deal, so I'll start it passing on to you guys, but I cannot find any kind of, I've tried everything in all kinds of light. I don't see any kind of hairline. I'm sorry, I just don't. And I don't know, does that sound okay? Does that sound like it has a crack in it or a hairline? I can't find it, but this is a glower. So I got it for $5, so I'm going to start it there. I don't see the hairline. There you guys go. But if you get it and you're like, yep, there's a hairline, I don't like it. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I'll take it back. But I got it for $5 because she was a purist. Like she was, you know, serious collector, so she upgraded. Wait a minute. Lizzie, do you mean 25 on that, or are you just putting in a nice power bid? Maybe she gave me the wrong one. Oh, bless her heart, I hope not. Isn't that a great one? Little like pagoda style with the pedestals. Look how that glows. But George is right, this stuff glows like crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like what, 6 feet on it. Let me bring it back out here for a moment. And then, you know, it's like, I guess, molded or 3D relief, flowers. It looks to be like a little bit different floral scene on every one. And then some kind of basket weave or lattice up here. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Okay, and it does have the birthmark. My camera's going a little weird. Okay, it's right there, you guys. Okay, there you go. And ta-da! Love it. Okay. So Lizzie is at 28. Vicky Wrestler's at 30. And if you find the hairline and was like, no, we'll talk, and I'll just take it back. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone need measurements? Did you kind of get it from me holding it up? It is about 4 inches tall and about 7.5, you know, diameter, if I can say that on this shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that? 6? Is that not octagon? Duh. Sextagon? No, you don't say it like that, do you? Whatever. Thank you. Okay, so where am I at? Going once? I think I said that. Going twice. And last call. Hexagon. Thanks, love. Thanks, Cindy. Hexagon's going to say, sex, that don't sound right. That's not. Let's not get them coming in. Lizzie's at 32. And I see a sourcing treasures at 33. You might have a few more seconds if you want to squeeze one in before Sean calls it. If she sees you guys are bidding, she usually gives you an extra second or two. But there it is, item closed. And I think she's going to call that Lizzie. Thank you so much, love. Thank you, thank you. Okay, here comes George. Let's see what surprises he has.
I'm pretty sure a sexagon is illegal, but I'm just guessing. Anyway, I am very I found it very interesting that you had that particular piece, and you mentioned that you were told it had a crack. Now, one great thing about black lights, and the reason that people really should carry one with them if they're collectors of any sort, is that black lights can also be used, and you might need to Google a YouTube tutorial or pick up a book about it. But black lights can be used to detect repairs and cracks and things. If the crack went all the way through, it probably would refract differently in the light where you would see the crack. So you're probably good on that piece. I have a hunch everything is fine. And yes, Miss Wildlife is right, not in Utah. Anyway, so we were talking about how Fenton was trying to figure out they're used to making traditional glass, but it's the 60s. And well, in the Victorian era, there was something really, really popular that was made mainly by a company called Clark's. And it was a little thing you put in your window so you could carry it at night or have it as a night light before you had electricity. And it was called a fairy lamp. And Fenton in the 1960s with the new lime green custard came out with this fairy lamp, which I am starting at $30. $30 is the opening bid on this. Now, because it's Fenton's lime green custard, even though it has the look of Victorian, it also has this look. And I have to say, I think this one's really neat. And you could put a black light, if you can get a little LED that's a black light or some sort of a black light to put through it, it could look like this in the middle of the table, even in on Halloween or something like that. So there it is without the light. There it is with the light. And this is a dynamite piece. I've seen these sell for a lot more than we're starting this at. I see we've already got a couple of different bids. Ruthie now at $40. My friend Ruthie up in the Northwest. We've got a few Northwesterners watching us, so hi to all of you out there. The condition on this is great. It's about 5 inches, and they absolutely were trying to ape what the Victorian fairy lamps looked like. You know, as Fenton went on, they made really elaborate, huge fairy lamps. Well, this was supposed to be very much in the Victorian style. Nice and small, compact. It does have the Fenton logo on the bottom. It does not have it on the top. You're just supposed to know those go together. We've got Cindy now at $50. And thank you, LaDonna. I figured you could get blacklight tea lights, and you have confirmed that that's true. So $50 is our current high bid. And, you know, fairy lamps are very, very popular again. They were very popular. The English ones that these were based on were very popular collectibles 30 years ago when I got in the business. We had a dealer in Oregon at one of the antique malls I worked with who had a case full of them, and they would sell for $200 and $300 and $400 and $500 regularly. Well, now all of those are in collections. Now Fenton's out of business, and a whole lot of these are starting to sell for really big numbers. It is really a cool thing to see people being interested in these things again. Cindy was our high bidder, but Ruthie is in at 55. I'm going to call fair warning here. It is going to be this, this is going to sell, and it's going to sell pretty soon. So if you are interested in this, now's your last chance. Put in your high bid. It is hobnail. I'm fond of saying that hobnails on Fenton are usually pointy, but on this fairy lamp, they're a little bit rounder than we usually see with Fenton. And I think that was deliberate. I think they figured that people would be picking this up and carrying it or holding it. And for that reason, they wanted to make sure that it wasn't too sharp and that you would drop it, especially if you had a lit candle in it. We've got 2 of you folks at 65, but the first person was Sourcing Treasures. So Sourcing Treasures is the high bidder. Now Debbie from Chicago at 70 is the high bidder. And Cindy, you are the backup. And we are going once. We are going twice. And we are gone, sold, and bid end's going to come in there, and we will see which of our bidders is going to be the owner of the fairy lamp. I think it's a very pretty piece, and you'll certainly enjoy it. And we're just waiting for that bid end to come through to know who our winner is. And Gosh, it's hard. I mean, I have to say, I wish we had enough for all of you because, yes, it is really fun. And we would love for you folks to be able to have these. But, they are somewhat scarce. And that's why we're here. And I show Debbie from Chicago at $75 is our high bidder. Thank you so much, Debbie. And we really appreciate your interest. And I just think you're going to have a lot of fun with that piece. And then if you folks like swung bases, wait till you see the next one I'm going to put up.
That was great, George. That was super. Okay, I'm going to go back to an orange piece. It's kind of interesting. What do you guys think? Here's the poncho, a hot mess, kind of like what Blanco does. I don't know. I didn't look this one up either. Kawana, Pilgrim. Did Blanco do any of these? I don't know, but it's a cutie pie. It's a little amberino crackle. Do you guys see the crackle? Okay. I want to make sure you see that. More apparent on the yellow. And then on the very top, it just kind of has striated lines. Cute little handle. I'm holding it by the handle. It looks fine. And we'll put it in the glow box. This one does have a little bit of fun with it. Okay. There you go. It does glow a little bit. A little bit around the rim we've got. And this bottom lights up nicely with the orange. I don't know if that's coming across. Doesn't come across as well as the green. But it's a cutie pie. The Goodwill sticker on it says $4.99. And that's where I'll start it at. $4.99. Is that what that says? It says $6.99. Okay, I'm sorry. Can we start it at $7? No, $5's good. That's good, huh? I already said it. That's fine. But it's a cute little piece. Very cute little piece. Nice little amberino. Now you can see the crackle better. That's a gorgeous little thing. Look at the curly Q. Look at the little curly Q there. And here's the top. More crackle down here. A little bit of crackle and warbling here. And then here it's just like striated around. You guys see that? So this glows a little bit like an orangey color. And down in here. It's a cutie pie. There's the poncho again. For those of you that it's a hot mess. It's not smooth or polished. But I do not call this Asian glass at all. No way. That's a cutie pie though. My thrift stores always have good stuff. Did you guys see the video when George was here and we went? I posted mine I think a week and a half ago. He just posted one of his yesterday. Thrifting is good here. It's easy for me to try to convince George to like swing down this way when he's going back and forth because he knows I'll build him a box and that he'll probably find some money makers to take home. Okay, where are we at? I need to pay attention, huh? We're at Susan's at 10. Give you guys some. About 5-ish. If you need shelf clearance, we'll put it back in the box and see if you can see some of that glow. See on the rim. Can you guys see on the rim a little bit? Which is what I see a lot with this color of glass. And then some action going on down here. So it looks better like me looking at it in the glow box. So you can put this in your glass cabinet, your radiant glow glass cabinet too, if you want. Okay, so where are we at? $10. So we're looking for 11 or more. Oh no, 15, sorry. Thank you, Sean. So going once. This is a cutie pie. Going twice. And last call. Thank you so much. I picked this up just for you guys at the glow sale pretty recently. $6.99. I might have got my senior discount or my military discount, my husband's military discount, I should say, which is like 15% at the Goodwill. So I might have got, like 70 cents off, which covers sales tax. I need to carry my paperwork with me so I don't have to pay the sales tax, but whatever. Colorado has a lot of great state parks, so I'm okay with that. All right, thank you so much. Where are we at? $15. Let Sean call it. I'll write it down, but we're going to bring George back in. He's caught something special. I can't wait to see it.
Well, I love those little crackle pictures, and it was interesting looking at the comments. People have really, really, really done the dives. You folks who are collecting are really becoming very knowledgeable. Someone said maybe it's Kanawha, and someone else said, well, no, there's always had a mold seam, which is pretty true. They didn't fire polish, and a bunch of people guessed probably rainbow. That's my best guess without seeing the pontil. But in any event, it's just neat to see everybody in the chat becoming so knowledgeable about things. It's exciting. And as you guys do your deeper dives, you will become more knowledgeable than us generalists in your specific area, and then we'll learn from you. It's a great system. I'm going to put my next piece up now. I was talking about this kind. I've got more, and I've actually got another one after this that is fun and tells a little more of the story. But I was talking about how we were going to go chronologically from Victorian Vaseline glass to modern. Well, there is not a more modern piece of glowing glass that I have seen than this one. I'm a modernist guy. This is probably my favorite piece of Fenton I've ever owned. Although the happy face might beat it if I had that one. But this is a swung vase. Yes, Fenton in the 1960s realized that the traditional market was not the only market, and they were trying to do a few things that seemed like they were actually more modern. This one does have the Fenton mark in the bottom. The lime green custard came out in the late 60s, and this one is going to start at $45. It's 13 and a half inches tall. I bought this when I was shopping with Jocelyn, Crazy Lamp Lady, and Drew at Renniger's in Pennsylvania. They were in the midst of buying a $1,400 Dom Nancy bowl, which was incredible and amazing. They bought some really amazing glass and some really high-end stuff that day. I, on the other hand, went over to the neighboring booth with the modernism, and I bought this. So $45 is the opening bid. I think this piece is probably worth over $100. I have not seen another one for sale anywhere. I see Corrine and at $45. I see Sharon Carter at $50. I see a bunch of you jumping in on this one. I don't blame you. I have not ever seen this piece anywhere else. I don't think they made a whole lot of them. Modernism was not really what they were known for. And let me show you what it looks like under the black light, because it is strong. It's really cool. Here it is. That's what it's going to look like when you have it glow. And even though I can't hear any of you, I think I hear oohs and ahs. I certainly oohed and awed when I saw it under the black light. I just think it's really cool. We've got LaDonna at 120. I think she gets this piece, and why it's significant, I understand. And I get it, LaDonna. I think it's a pretty great piece too. And I am going to go ahead and call fair warning on this. I know there's a couple folks interested. It is really a different and unusual piece. There's a reason that these sell high. And as swung vases go, it's the only one I've seen in the lime green custard by Fenton. I just don't think that they made a lot of this. But by the 60s, you had a new audience because people did have black lights. People had black light posters. And when mom or dad are gone and we're having our little hippie hangout in the 60s, and we see that we turn the lights off and we put in the black light, and ooh, wow, look, man, all of mom's glass glows this funky color. That's where you ended up with the beginning of a whole new group of collectors. And then in the 80s and 90s, you've got Spencer Gifts full of glowing things. By then, you've got people collecting and putting black lights in cases. And that is the beginning of people seriously collecting this for that reason. And it is very soft. This is a satin glaze. They do satin by doing it in an acid bath. I talked to one of the people at Fenton when we had the convention. They said that the acid bath was something that everybody tried to stay away from as far as possible. They had it shut off and ventilated. you'd go in there long enough to take a piece, dunk it in, it would come out with this satin finish, and then they would wash it off. And that's why it has this soft feel. So we are, gosh, where are we here? We're at 150, and I think I'm going to call fair warning. And Alicia, I found this with Crazy Lamp Lady when we were shopping in Pennsylvania. And this one is going once. This one is going twice. And this one is gone, sold. So we'll see who our high bidder is. We had LaDonna at 130, and I think it's going to be for you, LaDonna, because it looks to me like Sharon said she's out. So LaDonna at $150, this really unusual piece is yours. Thank you very much. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I sure had fun finding it. And I'm going to make a note of that, and we'll get that out to you. I got lots of big boxes because I have this in mind.
That was crazy cool, George.
Isn't it? I'm just so happy about it. I kind of hate to see it go. I've held on to it because we were going to do this show. I got this back in February, and I looked at it and put the black light on it and played with it. And every couple of months I'd move it, and it started to become part of the house. So I'm glad LaDonna got it before I kept it.
LaDonna, you know she'll take care of it. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do something a little different. Okay, you guys. I'm going to do something a little different. So, y'all loved this scarf when I bought it. Those of you that follow my videos, when I got this last year and a bunch of other ones, I sold all of them but this one. I kept this one for myself. Let's put it in the glow cam. It's pretty awesome. It glows in black light too. So I sold all the other ones that I had, but I found for $1.49, I found a skein of yarn. I could only find one, and I don't know how much what you can make with this, how much yarn you need to make a scarf, but you should be able to make something, or maybe you can, Google and find another one. So, and it's the same. Can you guys see how this is glowing? Can you guys see that? My glow box works okay, but it's better when I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, whoa. Okay. Anyways, it glows like crazy too, just like the colors in this scarf. It glows like crazy under a black light. So if you want to make something for a party or a rave, or for a little doily or something for your glow collection, I paid $1.49 at New Horizons. George was there. He knows how cheap that thrift store is. So cheap. So we'll just start it at $2. I just want someone that will have some fun with it and make something out of it. I don't know what. Make something out of it. But all of these colors glow, okay, under the black light. They glow like crazy. And let me look at this. It has a barcode. It's somewhat soft. It's not like real high-end cashmere or anything, but it's somewhat soft. Let me see if there's any clues. It's by Coats, and they do have a website. Make It Coats. I think that's a brand name. Made in America. No, imported. It's imported, but yeah, it was imported. Doesn't say where. Wait a minute. Made in USA of imported fibers. Okay. But you guys, every color in here, except for the black, of course, does the crazy glow. So can anybody make something out of this? Oh, okay. You guys get my drift on this. Okay. Or if you know somebody, I don't know what you can do with one skein, but that's a pretty brand name company, right? Coats. So Made in USA. So you should be able to get more if you want to make something elaborate. But I love this so much. I wear this. You guys see it in most of my videos all last winter. And then I sold all the rest of them. Somebody donated all their handmade scarves, and you all bought all of it. And they were in different colors. But I love this so much. Okay. I'm going to count this down because I don't think it sells for a whole lot. I just wanted someone to get it, and because I wouldn't give up this scarf. I wouldn't sell this last one. Okay. Going once. Going twice. And last call for someone to rescue this and do something cool. And we want pictures of what you did or what you had someone do for you. My mom knows how to knit. Wait a minute. Sourcing treasures. We're at 9. Okay. See what we're doing here. Ruth is at 10. No, this is mine. You guys saw me wear it all the time and I wouldn't sell it. But now you can maybe make your own something or other, or get another skein and make you your own, okay? Yeah. Okay, Ruthie, was that understood to you that it's just for this, love? I don't know if I made that clear. This is mine. I love this so much. This neon scarf, because it looks cool even when you're not wearing, don't have a black light on it. It's just cool. Okay. No, yarn only. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ruthie. Okay, here comes George.
Okay, I'm hoping we have time for a couple more lots. I'm going to show you this one. This will at least get us to some sort of a conclusion on my little history of uranium glass here. I'm going to show you the blacklight effect. Fenton started having decorators. One gal started painting for them, and she ended up teaching. At one time, they had 100 decorators. She taught every one of them that came there. And they would do patterns, and this is maple leaf, and this is going to be choice. That's what they look like under the black light. In real life, they look like this. And we're going to start these out at $24 each choice with the maple leaves. These are both Fenton pieces. This is Burmese. They were looking for ways to take the very pretty custard glass and do different things with it, and they came up with this idea of doing a chemical that would give it a pink edge, like it would have been called Rubina in the old days, but in the new days it's called Burmese, Fenton Burmese. And Burmese was a very, very popular line for Fenton. In fact, it probably kept them in business an extra 5 or 10 years. In the late 70s and early 80s, it got them through some pretty tough times otherwise. $24 is the current bid for M. Bates. And yes, it is Burmese. Fenton's Burmese is a very, very pretty color. I've got one more piece. I'll show you a really nice vase that I'm going to show you next. But I thought these were really neat. We've got Margaret Richardson at 30. Hi, Margaret. I just got your other basket packed. And if you end up with this one, I'll be glad to put them together for you. And so, yeah, they really do glow really nice. Interesting that you have a one-piece fairy lamp with the maple leaves. I really appreciate the maple leaves on these because of the fact that in the black light, I mean, I like them because when you're not using a black light, you're not just looking at a plain piece of glass if you like a little design. But I also like the fact that when you are using the black light, that the patterning really came out. And again, they weren't making these originally thinking it was going to be all these blacklight crazy people with it. So the fact that it actually looks cool under a blacklight was a nice bonus. We've got Vicky at $48, our current high bid. And this is going to be choice. And I'm going to call fair warning here because we want to try to get just a few more lots in before we have to go here. So it is choice on these. We've got Margaret Richardson at $50. And you'll notice the handle has a different waffle edge than that first handle because each handle applier, they called them handlers, would have their own waffle edge so that if anything went wrong, they would know who to go back to and say, gee, do we not have the right equipment? Do you need more help? That kind of thing. So we are going once. We are going twice. And we are gone, sold, bid end. Our current high bidder is Margaret Richardson, but we'll see during the lag if someone else comes in, and we'll then give you a chance to tell us whether you're interested in the basket or the little ivy vase or both. The basket's about 7 inches high at the handle. The little vase is about 3.5 or 4 inches. And yes, more. Well, I promise I'll do what I can. I've got my premiere on my channel coming at 7, so I will have to go by then. But we've got some more time. I like fast sales too. And it's item closed, and this is going to be for Margaret, and she'll take the basket. I had a feeling because she liked the other basket. Thank you, Margaret. That'll be for you. And our backup bidder, if you are interested in this piece, we won't charge you as much as we will for the basket on this one because it's a little on the small side. So Vicki, if you have an interest in the little vase, let me know. You can just let us know in the chat. And I'll make a note that Margaret's getting the basket.
Thanks, George. I knew George was going to bring great stuff, you guys. And I knew we were going to learn things. So, okay. I've got something kind of unusual. These are contemporary, but you might like them for an addition. Let me put this on and read that tag again. That's not going to happen in the dark. Hang on. Yeah. These are actually made in China, you guys, but they're cool. They're contemporary. They're the glass flowers. They still have the sticker on them. Something crystal. You know how they do try to make it look all fancy. At least they didn't say Murano, right? So these are super cute. But let me put them in the glow box for you guys, and I'll show you a little bit that happens. Oops. So here they are in the glow box, you guys. So on this one, the flower really does turn very bright orange, kind of like my nails. The glow cam doesn't do as well on this orange stuff. And this one has like, it does it all through the tips. I think you can see that, right? Okay, so these start at $8 for choice. $8, Sean, for choice. The stem is glass as well. But you can see that this has got some glow to it, kind of like the color of my nails, the orange, all over it. And this other flower, mostly just on the tips. The tips kind of glow, mostly on this one. Let me bring them back in here too. So you can have your choice, or you can have both. They do still have the sticker if you're wanting to give them as a gift. They're gorgeous even if you don't put them in your your black light curio. But if you choose to lay them down or put them in something, you are going to get a little bit of action. What is this, a daffodil? Maybe this one, and I'm not sure what that is. But they're gorgeous anyways. Let me put a measuring on these, you guys. Over 12 inches. They're a little over a foot. I was shopping with my daughter at the Goodwill, and they had these in the case. And there was actually quite a few of them. And two of us were standing there waiting for them. But the lady asked me if I wanted help first. And I said, and then the other lady was talking to her daughter. So I waited a moment, and she was talking and didn't catch up. So I said, sure. So I went ahead of her, but it really, not being rude, it just happened that way. And so I said, give me all the flowers. And the lady stops talking to her daughter, and she goes, oh, that's what we were waiting for. And so we laid them all out, and I let her take all the ones that she wanted first, and she let me keep these two. There were like 6 or 7 of them. But I did the right thing because she was waiting there too. She just wasn't paying as close attention as I was. She wasn't power shopping, thrifting like a pro, right? So do you guys want me to put these back in the glow cam for a moment so you can see how that one has a little more action. But the daffodil is, if that's what this is cute too. And it does, all the edges glow up on this one, okay? It is cute. Okay, so there we go. For your choice, going once, going twice, and last call. So sometimes China does some good work. These are adorable. I think you see these sold in hospital gift shops a lot, which are a little pricier, but they always have cool stuff. So that was last call. We're just waiting on Sean. She gives you guys a few more seconds to help us cover any kind of a lag. And there's item closed. I think I see Royaline. And which one did you want, or did you want both for the 17? So it'd be 17 a piece, whichever one you want, or you can buy both for 17 a piece. You want both? Okay. I don't think we've worked together before, so be sure that you send, email me your info, and I'll run it here again through the chat. Okay, so 17 and 17. Thank you very much. Thank you. And here comes George.
Cool. Well, that is a great, those are very pretty. I really like them every time I see them, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with those. And let's see where we are now. Well, we'll just put, I don't know what we'll do. I'm going to hit Twist of Fate because I wanted to mention really quickly, I believe I did get your email from earlier today. And like Sean was saying, all of you folks, please do reach out if you're the high bidder and reach us at our email addresses. Mine is TheAntiqueNomad@gmail.com. And that way I can get things packed up and send an invoice. And we can go from there. I'm going to show, I've got other things we can do if we have time, but I'm going to show you the last piece I had in mind for my little tutorial on uranium glass. It is another Fenton piece. I ended up with a lot of Fenton lately because I was doing the convention, but this is another Burmese piece, and this is very late in their production. This is going to date to probably about almost to their 100-year anniversary, which was 2005, shortly before they closed. And by this time, they're realizing that, oh yes, people love the Burmese. It's very popular. This is a very nice Jack in the Pulpit vase, which is 9 inches tall and about 6 inches wide. And our opening bid on the Jack in the Pulpit, it's originally sold for over 100. We're going to start the bid on this at, let's start it at $50. We'll start at 50. It is a really unusual piece. And the Burmese, you can see in the back where the Burmese sort of fades in, because again, it's a colorant in the glass. It's part of the process of making it. So again, $60 is the starting bid on this piece. This was a very short-lived piece. This was near the end of their production, but they were realizing by then, and we've got Miss Wildlife at 50. Thank you for starting us out. They began to realize that by this time, the blacklight phenomena had indeed caught on. And so there were grandmas and grandpas that had cases full of stuff in black lights now. And so all of a sudden, Fenton could sell their traditional patterns to blacklight collectors. Here's what it looks like under a blacklight. You'll notice where the Burmese is strong, it's a little darker. It doesn't reflect quite the same. So if you have a lot of pieces in a case, what's nice about a piece like this is that it has texture and a pattern you can see, and it also has this different coloration around the top, so it will glow differently and give you some variety. So $50 is the opening bid, and we've got Miss Wildlife. She is our bidder, and she's saying wow, and I agree. I think it's a wow factor piece. And so if any of you other folks are interested in it, now is your time to bid, because we are starting to wind down here. We've just got a little bit of time left in the sale, and I don't want to hog all the time. So I'm going to give fair warning here. If anyone else is interested in this, now would be your time to place a bid, because we are on the verge of selling this piece, and we are going once, we are going twice, and we are, oh, Sharon Carter is in there, and we are going to call this one gone, bid end. So I hope you folks got your bids in, because it's going to close any second now, and whoever the high bidder is going to end up with this piece. We've got Sharon at 60 currently. Let's see where the bid end puts us. Oh, someone came in at the last second with 65. That's Tins and Toys, a new person for me. It is simple and yet very, very intricate and well designed. The crimps are all very even. That was a Fenton trademark. And we're just waiting for that bid end to come in and find out who our, and there it is, Tins and Toys. I have not gotten to talk to you before. Congratulations on getting this very wonderful piece. Please send me your email at TheAntiqueNomad@gmail.com, and I will get you an invoice. I'll just need your email, PayPal, or if you do Cash App or Venmo and you prefer that, however you want to be billed, and your mailing address. And thank you. It's a lovely piece. I'm glad you're getting it. It's something unusual. I tried to bring some different stuff for this one because I had the opportunity. So, and yes, it's a heat sensitive glass. Thank you. It's not a chemical, Becky. You're right. I'm telling you all it's a chemical. It's actually something when you heat the glass like opalescence, the chemistry inside causes it. So that's a little more accurate. So Tins and Toys gets that one. And Yvon, if you're ready, let's do another one.
Okay. So I think this one I did identify. I'm pretty sure this is Westmoreland in Woolworth Green. And I think that's grapes, right? Not a pine cone. That's grapes. A grape pattern. A little creamer, yes. So I identify this as Westmoreland in their Woolworth Green. But it's so cute. Just starting at $5. And let's bring in the glow cam because you're going to like that one. You can't even hardly see it now. It glows so much. Little creamer, little handled creamer. I'm pretty sure Westmoreland, and the color is Woolworth Green. Start that at $5. Wait a minute. Yeah, I thought about you, Ruthie, and so I checked it real close. I'm like, I don't want to get her excited for nothing, so let me be sure. So, I don't want to break Ruthie's heart. That's a nice one, isn't it, y'all? So, it's about 4 inches tall. I'm going to bring it back out so you can see the pattern again. Like 3D relief, okay? The spout's good. The handle's good. The little wavy rim is good. There's the bottom if you're wanting to verify my idea of it. Super cute little thing. And it glows so bright. Let's see where we're at. We're at $8. Thank you so much. I know, right? Some of that green stuff just really hits it. I think as far as the Amberino stuff, I think this one that Susan got though was, wow, I've never seen one in, the orange and Amberino glow as much as this one here. Susan, you're going to have fun with that one. Oops, sorry. George and I are both working. Hi, Todd. Hi. Hi, my friend. Okay, so if there's no questions about that one, we're going to do going once. And 11. Sean's probably fixing to put the little hammer down. She's my shot caller. You might see her in other people's sales helping out as well. She's a great gal. Those aren't scary. Those are great. I did those nails just for you guys today in this glow sale. Item closed. Oops. George and I are both working this. Okay. Thank you so much. I think we're going to say Paul Alt for 11. Yes. Thank you, Paul. I'm going to bring George back. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Here comes George.
Hello there. I was just looking for my picture of these, and I'm not sure that, oh yeah, I guess, that's funny. I thought I had a picture of these too so you could see how they glow, but I'll just have to show you a different piece that isn't in this one. There is what the birds look like when they have decoration and they're glowing. This is another Fenton piece. Fenton started to decorate the custard in various ways, and in this case, these two pieces both have what they call coralline, or we called it that in the Victorian era, and I assume that Fenton called it the same. It is where you have this buildup of little glass and enamel here. It's called frit, and so it's little glass pieces, and then they would put enamel glass suspended in paint and then fire the thing. And so that's why you have texture on these. This is going to be choice between the bud vase or the bird, and we're going to start these at $15 each. So 15 is your opening bid on these. They both have the raised textured painting on both the front and the back of the vase, which is a 7-inch bud vase. And the bird, which is about 6 inches from base to tail, has the decoration all the way up the tail and on the back as well. So let me hold that up a little bit closer where you can see. And you can actually see, and if you're holding it, you can feel the texture in the glass where the flowers are applied. And that was done by the decorators. So $15 each. We've got $20 from Sean as choice, and it is choice on these. So the high bidder will get to choose one or both. If there's a piece left over after the high bidder chooses, then we will allow the backup bidder to have a chance at that. And so Susan is at $20, our current high bidder. These are both artists signed. It's rare to see a Fenton painted piece that doesn't have some sort of an artist name on it. This is S. Zezinger. If you're looking for scarce ones, not a lot of men did decorating. It was mostly women. So the ones signed by some of the men can be some of the more valuable. This one is hand painted by S. Kirby and also has the hand painted Fenton label that they started using in the, I believe, the late 70s. And it's actually Frit, Sean, F-R-I-T. It's one of those words until you've heard it. Yeah, Becky's got it. Yeah, until you hear it, you're like, what? It's one of those things that if you're a glass person, you've heard, and if you're a regular person, there's no reason you would know that. So we are at $20, and Cindy bid 20, but we already had Susan at 20, so 20 is our high bid. I'm going to call fair warning. So Cindy, if you do want to have first choice on these, you will have to bid a little bit more. And we are winding down here, folks, in the bids. So Sourcing Treasures is at 22 now. And we are going once. We have Cindy at 25, and we are going twice. And this is choice. So the high bidder will get to choose first, and the backup bidder will have the option of the other piece. And we are gone, and we will wait now to see the bid end. And hopefully you folks got your bids in. We're trying to let you have enough time and refresh with the lag, but we also want to make sure that we move along so you get to see the rest of what we've got, because we're getting down on time here. So Cindy at 25, our current high bid. Hi, Nate. Nice to see you. Good to have you with us. And I imagine that it's early at the party where you are, so you're forgiven for not waking up in the middle of the night to watch this. Just waiting for the bid end to see. And I have Cindy now at $25. And Cindy, it is your choice. So please let us know in the chat which one of these you are interested in having, and we'll put it aside for you. And then the backup bidder will have the choice of the other piece. And we're just going to give Cindy a minute to let us know. And the bird, okay, the bird goes to Cindy. And so I believe that our backup was Sourcing Treasures at $22. Sourcing Treasures, if you are interested in the bud vase, let us know in the chat, and I will make sure that we get that in with the rest of your order. And I'm going to pass back to Yvon now.
Nice. Okay, I just have a couple more. I thought this was fun. This is a vintage necklace, and I really should do more research on it because it's really cool. But this is a vintage necklace, some kind of white baubles. I don't know what they're made out of. They're obviously not pearls. I'm pretty sure. And then it has these little like swirly bird cages and capped. Let me try to get this for you guys. And capped with little rhinestone. Let me come in and come back out. Wait a minute, you guys. I want to get this because this is jewelry. Okay, there we go. Got it. So each one of the little swirly cages has a cap at each end with rhinestones. They are gold tone, gold beads in between. This is a vintage necklace. A little tarnishy bronze there. But when I was shining my black light around, I noticed that I don't know what's going on, but if you're having a black light party or going to a rave, they do something. All of a sudden, they turn like this greenish color. So you get a cool antique or a cool vintage necklace. Plus, it's going to have a little action for you if you want to wear it to your glow party or put it in your case. Those white things turn into like, they get all green looking, aquamarine and green. Can you guys see that? So see, they're white, pearly looking now. So if anybody knows what's going on here, I love the little gold cages. Those are so cool. And then capped with rhinestone on each side, right? Vintage. But then look what happens. So I don't know what's going on there, but I thought I'd bring it because that's fun. So got that at the thrift store. It was in my jewelry box. But I thought I'd try to bring a piece of jewelry today. So I'm just going to, like, the vintage factor is what I like about that. So sorry, you guys, but I'm going to start that at $15 just because it's a vintage necklace. So you see the colors there, right? But let's come back and talk about this necklace again. So cool. Maybe somebody knows something about it. So see the little gold wire, little gold cages, and then each one is capped with a little rhinestone, top and bottom, a gold bead, gold beads, gold tone beads in between the white beads. A little bit tarnished on the clasp, but it is vintage. That's just a cool necklace. So you might need to put an extender on it, depending on how you want to wear it. But extenders are very affordable, y'all. Very affordable. So it's going to be about like this. It is 18.5 inches. That's just a beautiful little piece all by itself. I was saving it for a jewelry sale. I'm going to try to get Selena, the vintage bombshell, to come back and do another jewelry sale with me and Kat. That was so successful, and you all loved her so much. You all loved her just like, we do. Okay. How long is it? It's about 18.5 when I opened it up. Yes, thank you, Sean. Let me see. Did somebody have some information on that? That starts at 15. White buttons that glow. I know, like in a black light, like our teeth get all gorgeous, right? And like the white of our eyes, like when we're at a black light party. I remember, I'm from the 70s. We had the black lights. We had the velvet posters, with the crazy colors that would glow. I was there. I know. And then the next generation did raves. I don't know what they're calling them now. What are they calling them now? Electric dream parties or something like that. Well, thank you, Gigi. Thank you. But, that kind of stuff is never going away. It just kind of gets recycled, maybe fused with something else, if there's new technology. But it's all the same cool. It's all the same cool. But I do love this. So that'll be fun. It's fun all on its own. It's a great little piece of vintage jewelry. But then it'll do double duty for you if you want it to. Hi, Kristen. Kristen comes back at 17. My dandruff would glow. If it's on your shoulder, you better check it at the door. But you know, when you're at a party like that, if you're with good people, you're with your friends, you know what? You're partying in some manner. Even if you're straight edge, you're still dancing to the music and having a great time. And if your friends are giving you crap or not nice to you, get new friends. There are plenty of people out there. 17. I think I'll start 19, sorry. I think I'll start a countdown on this. I'm glad you guys like this. Going once. Going twice. And last call. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. It is so much fun because I've had my channel long enough, and some of you have been with me long enough, or I see you in other sales that, and I pay attention. So it's so much fun to go out thrifting and I see things. I'm like, I know who's going to want this. I know 10 people that are going to want to buy that. So it's so much fun. I appreciate it so much. I really do. Okay, we've got an item closed, and I think we're looking at Ruby. Kristen Ruby. Thank you so much. Hi, Julie. You are, sweetie. We've been selling just about everything. I love you, though. Thanks for making it. Let me see. Aw, thank you so much. I am thriftyrichclub@hotmail.com. I'll run it through here again, and it's always in video description. Also George's email. And if for some odd reason you don't know George, which then you must be new to my channel too, because I talk about him all the time. It's one of my sources, and I consider a good friend of mine. But anyways, his YouTube channel is also in the video description. I think I'll drop it over here on just some weird, odd chance that someone doesn't know George. All right, here he comes.
Ah, well, thank you. That's very sweet. Yes, we have such a good time when we get together. I'm very much looking forward to the next. In the meantime, though, I want to keep going with some pace here. So I want to show you the next two items. This is going to be choice again. And these are Fenton Custard again. These are 1960s pieces or possibly early 70s. We have the bowl with the open lace edge or the bowl with the orange tree pattern. I'll show you the actual items here in just a moment, but we're going to go ahead and start these at, oh heck, for fun, since we're getting near the end and we want some folks who maybe haven't had a chance at some other stuff, let's start at $15 each on these. They're both about 4.5 inches high, but the orange tree bowl with the feet is a little more substantial. It's about 6 inches wide. And here are the two pieces. My light is so strong that they almost look white, but they really are more of a yellowish custard color, a light custard yellow. Well, they look like custard, creme brulee without the burn part. And so $15 is the choice on these. And we've got, oh, you're very sweet, all of you folks. I just really love this business. I enjoy the people involved in it. And I really enjoy sharing with you folks and trying to share what I know and have you share back with me. It really makes a big difference. I'm starting to learn things from people who were novices when they started watching the channel. And that's just very exciting to me. I really like the scholarship and the fact that people want to know more other than, oh, it's pretty. Because sure, it's pretty, but also it's got some history. And of course, Fenton Glass has been out of business since 2012. You've got the label on that one and the label on this one. These are early 70s, so where they're starting to mask. If you flip this and put the basket on top, it could be a fairy lamp. Well, that's true, actually. If you just had another piece, you could make your own fairy lamp if you can't find one to buy. I think we are at $20 choice with Sharon Carter. And I am going to, let's see, it's about 20 after the hour. I'm going to go ahead and call fair warning on this so that we might have a chance to get a couple of, I think Yvonne said she had one more lot, and I could probably find one more thing to put up too. So anyhow, we're at $20 and we are, now we're at 25 with Ruthie. Get your bids in, folks, if you would, because we are going once. Choice on these. We are going twice. And we are gone. Sold. So we're going to see. This pattern is actually orange tree rather than peaches. But it's very, they could be peaches if you kind of half closed your eyes. But Fenton referred to this as orange tree. And then the other one is a simple basket weave. So it's going to be choice on these for the high bidder. We're just waiting for the bid end to come in, and then we'll let them make their choice or take both if they want both. And oh yes, Diana, you found me during the show me your bunker. Yes, that's right. I had so much fun putting that together. You know, I have to say we okay, Ruthie, if you'll let us know, Ruthie Bronkema, which one of these items is going to you or both, then we will get these processed for you. It was so neat during the lockdown, as difficult as it was when we were all stuck indoors. I had the idea that, hey, let's show the stuff that we collect at home because we can't go anywhere, right? And we all had a really good time doing it. It was really fun. I think the playlist is still there. And if you hit it, you'll see everyone else who participated as well. Jocelyn did. A bunch of people actually did. Okay, the orange tree is for Ruthie. Very good. And I think our backup bidder was Julie. So Julie Walker, if you are interested in the basket weave, please let us know in the chat. And if so, we'll put that aside for you. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, the King. Yeah, they did a little bit of Asian stuff, and it's a surprise to people. They're not used to seeing that. I have one of those in orange from the 60s. It's a really hard color to find. Okay, Julie had wanted the orange tree too, so I think we're all good there. And Yvonne, I'm going to send it back to you.
Hi, Peter. Well, I just have, let me see which one I want to do. I've got a couple of, okay, you guys, I think I'm going to save these. They do glow a little bit around the edges. But I think I'll just bring these to the next glass sale that I do. I've got one coming up here soon with a couple other people because they just do a little bit like around the edges. But I do have one piece here. What is that? Daisy and buttons? Is that what that is? I'm pretty sure. Is that a daisy and buttons? So it's a little bigger than like the toothpick holders, isn't it? But anyways, we'll just start this at 5. But it is, let me bring in the glow cam. But that one does have a lot of action on it, you guys. Yeah, that one does. Let me come over here. This one has a lot. See it? It almost turns completely like yellow. This one just starts at 5. But I think that's a daisy and button. But this one goes crazy. It's not just the rim. Let me pull it back out, show you guys before and after. So there it is, just a nice red. It's not an amberino, it is just red, okay? See, it's just red. But there's a lot going on in this one. It pretty much turns almost all yellow, just a few spots that don't. Let me see how to show this better. There we go. See, it turns almost all yellow. I got you. Here we go. Okay. It's a big toothpick holder, a little bit bigger than what I usually see, but I believe you. Hi, Peggy, Thrifty Hippie. Hi, sweetie, another Colorado girl. Or a votive holder. Thank you. Yes, that would hold a votive, wouldn't it? Yes. I think I like that too. Votive holder. That one, Lennox, don't believe so, but maybe. Okay, so we're at 23. That's a cute one, isn't it? I'm going to pull it out and we'll start the countdown. It is just red. Well, you know what? This did have some sticky stuff. Votive. That's what somebody was using it for. But it is red, okay? It's not Amberino. But you're seeing a little bit because I do have a black light strip right there. I wanted to give my shirt a little glow for you guys. So going once. Going twice. There's the bottom. There's no mark on it. Just a warbly pattern. And last call. So it's red there. And then it gets crazy in there. It gets all crazy. You know, sometimes when you're doing comps, when we're doing our comps, we have to be careful because you need to get a consensus, because a lot of people on eBay or Poshmark, they call things all kinds of stuff that it is not. So you kind of need to get a consensus. I've even looked at WorthPoint, and since WorthPoint pulls a lot from eBay, and if the eBay listing was wrong, sometimes, I don't know, they don't vet it before they put it into their service. Because I've seen WorthPoint show me things that are wrong, you know, because they pulled it off of eBay and that listing was wrong. So we do have to do some due diligence. So, okay, an item is closed. It is so cute. Hi, Kelly. Hi. Hi, love. Been friends for a long time. Cyber friends for a long time. Miss Wildlife for 23. Thank you so much. I'm going to bring George back in.
Well, hi there, and Miss Wildlife. What a nice thing to do. I saw her say she wants you to invoice her and send it to Ruthie. That's really sweet. You guys are, it's a wonderful community. You know, I mean, I honestly, I'm going to say this again. When I was first convinced to try this, my impression of social media was that it was anything but actually social, that it was a way to avoid being social. And it turns out I was completely wrong. And I'm so glad, because there's this whole wonderful world online, just like there's this wonderful world in the real world of antique reselling. And I just love it. So thank you all for being with us. This is my last offering for the evening. I'm going to show you them in the raw form first. These are Fenton Burmese as well. These are a little harder to find. Burmese was an expensive line new because it was more expensive to make, and it was always a little bit more costly. But because Fenton realized in the 90s and the 2000s that they needed younger customers, and that young people like stuff that glowed under a black light, they started doing a lot of their novelty lines and animal figures that were things that sold well as giftware that went to a younger audience in the glowing colors. And these are the duck and the deer in the Burmese. These are starting at $30 each choice. So $30 is the starting bid choice on these. And you folks are welcome to contemplate that or start bidding as we show you them. This little one still has its factory sticker on the bottom. The Burmese color, of course, is this mixing of the pink swirled in with the custard glass. And so on the outer edges, you get this, this nice, it just gives a lot of variation. So he's got custard colored ears and this pink body and the custard colored extremities. I think these are really fun. I see Miss Wildlife at $30 is our opening bid. Thank you so much. And here is the little duck swimming along. And this one is a little more heavy to the custard side of things. Again, I'm going to show you what that looks like under, this is going to be choice. These are harder to find. It's hard to find the animals in the Burmese. Yes, that's why I wanted to show you them while we were talking about things that glowed, because you don't see a lot of the Burmese animals. And again, there's what they look like under the black light. And you can see with the deer that the extremities glow a little stronger even than the part that's Burmese. The duck's a little more all over, so it doesn't really make a big difference on that. But they definitely glow very fun, bright green colors. So for those of you folks who are interested in that for that reason, or just like Fenton Burmese, there's a lot of Fenton Burmese collectors. There's a double collectability. And I have to say, As a reseller, I like things that have multiple potential collectors. The length on these, the deer is a little bit over 4 inches, and the duck is a little bit over 5 inches. So that is your size on these. And this is, they're just really fun. I've got Corrine at 41 is our current high bidder. I am going to call fair warning. So all you folks who are interested in these, get your bids in now. Because we're going to have to wrap up here pretty soon. I have my premiere starting at the top of the hour on my channel, so I've got to be done and over there for that. We've got Margaret at 45 is the current high bidder. And so get your last bids in, folks, because we are going once, we are going twice, and we are gone, and we're going to put in the bid end and see who our first choice selector is on these, because it is choice for the high bidder. And we've got Paul in at 50 at the last minute. Christine put in 47 and then 51. And we're looking for that bid end. Tins and Toys at 51, but the, and now 52, because the if it's a tie, the first one who bid gets first choice. So we're just waiting to see when the bid end comes in, and there it is now. So Tins and Toys, you get first pick at $52 choice for either one of these, or if you want both, let us know, and you may have both. So if you'll let us know in the chat what you're interested in, we will take it from there. And I'm going to give you just a minute to do that, because we had so many backup folks that if you don't take both, I do want them to have a chance. And so we'll let you have first pick, Tins and Toys. And Tins and Toys picks the deer. Our backup bidder was Christine K. If you are interested in the duck, please let us know in the chat. But I'll go ahead and turn back over to Yvonne so that she can keep going, and I'll watch for that in the chat in case you're interested in case Christine's interested in the duck. Okay, no thank you on the duck. Well, we've got your deer for you, Tins and Toys.
All right, you guys. I think I'll just wrap it up. I've got a funny little giveaway. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Now, this is a crazy giveaway, and this just happens because I was running around my inventory room shining my light. I think this is a Cabbage Patch cheerleader. She is vintage, though. Little Cabbage Patch doll cheerleader, but she's funny. So you get a little doll, or for certain times of the year, you get a little cheerleader to put in your glow case. So you guys know how I do this. You pick, let's see, wait a minute. Don't start yet. Wait a minute. Alt was next at 50. He wants a duck. George, do you see that, hon? Okay. Today is National Thrifting Day. Oh my gosh, great. Okay, so we have 135 people. So George, can you hear me? Will you write a number down between 1 and 40, but don't show it? Okay, you guys, so only enter one number. Just enter one time or it gets too crazy. Right, enter a number between 1 and 40, and we will pick whoever gets closest to George's number without going over. Okay, so I'll give you guys some time to do that. And we're going to send you this little glow-in-the-dark Cabbage Patch cheerleader with the yarn hair. I've been trying to learn the vintage toys for the millennials that are collecting the 80s and 90s stuff. That one, it's marked, but I can't remember now. So if you like Cabbage Patch too, that's kind of cute. And so while they're doing that, just only enter one time, you guys. Listen, don't be mad, but while we're doing that, I'm going to do this while I'm doing a giveaway. So don't be mad. I can't remember who made this. I looked it up once. It's made in Japan. Made in Japan sticker. See how cool that is. But I wanted to do a rainbow swung vase, and I have that. And so next I was doing rainbow vintage glass, right? Okay, so I had bought myself this. I'll try to put it in the comments. I can't use my phone because the glow cam's using it. But look at this piece. So look, it just looks like some cool vintage glass, right? But then that one's a crazy one too. So that's going to have to go in my glow case after all. All right. Did everybody guess one time? But isn't that cool? Isn't that just awesome? So you never know. So get you a black knight. You just never know what's going to glow. I just got it because, okay, I'm collecting all, I've got a Viking, bullseye or whatever it is. And this was just too cool. I thought it was Scandinavian. Anyway, so when you see cool stuff like this, shine your light on it. Anyways, okay, I'm going to put in stop guessing. And let's see what George come up with. And, you don't have to have bought something to play this, okay? Because this is just a thank you for coming, you guys. And it's not our fault if you didn't win something. It's not our fault if we didn't bring something that you wanted today. This is a thank you for showing up and having fun with us. Okay, George, and I'll throw in some smiley stuff. I always throw in some cute smiley face stuff, okay? What you got, George? Let's bring George in.
Well, remember on the old days of The Price is Right, if someone got the bid exactly to the number and they'd ring a bell? Well, I saw somebody got the number exactly right. And maybe it's because I think I did this once before. Maybe they saw that show and they remembered me talking about how on my soccer team, I was the only person who wasn't superstitious. So they gave me number 13 for my jersey. And Sativa Queen put in number 13. And so Sativa Queen is the winner.
And that's the only one, Sativa Queen.
That was the first and only number 13 that I saw, unless someone else put it in afterwards, but I don't see it. I see 13 and I see someone put in 113 and 117, and I don't think those count.
Oh, thank you. Sativa Queen, I don't know. I know you bought something from George earlier on his other sale. I don't know. I don't think you bought anything from me yet. So be sure and send me your information so I can mail this to you, okay? And I'll put in some smiley face. Now, you said you actually do have parties, right? So there's your little mascot that will glow. So thank you so much. That was great. You guys, somebody wants to know my glow box setup. Yeah, I'll hang around, but let's say goodbye to George and let him go so he can have a little snack before he meets us at his premiere, okay? Yes. You guys, thank you so much for coming. George, thank you. Let's plan something else for a couple more months, something other kind of sale. Thank you so much. I'm not going to Ohio, but a lot of people are. I'm not going to go, but have fun there. That's next month, right?
Yes, that's right. Springfield is the third weekend of September, the way it falls, I think.
You can Google it. They have a whole website.
Yeah, it's like the 18th, 19th. And I will be in Space 301 at the Springfield show if anyone gets there. Thank you so much. I had a really good time with you. It was so much fun bringing all this to you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Yvon. I really enjoyed doing this with you again. I say again, I guess we did one sale before, didn't we?
Yeah, we've done a sale before.
It's been a long time. Well, we'll have to do it more often because this was great. Thank you all. I'm going to go over to my channel and get ready for my premiere. And if any of you are my level 3 members, our level 3 chat starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be up and at it for a while.
Okay, I'll see you guys in the chat a little bit. A couple of you wanted to see the glow box set up, so I'll do that before I say goodbye. So hang on if you wanted to see that. George, we'll see you in a little bit.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so let me get my camera. Let me put this on, and I'll show you what I did for those of you who want to do, because it works out really well. I mean, the orange glass is always a little harder, right? But anyways, let me get my camera, my phone, out of it. Okay, so see, I've got my phone, and my phone is logged in with another account that I have, Gen X Diva. And so, but I just changed the name to GlowCam on here. So I use my phone. I had it in a holder facing the glow box. So the glow box is nothing but a shipping box. Is it showing? Let me back up. the glow box is nothing but a shipping box, you guys. And then I took black foam board from the Dollar Tree and I cut it up and I lined it. Okay, just line it with black foam board for like $1 or $1.25. This was just to hold it down because it was getting wobbly. And then I cut a hole in the top, and that's just a black light strip, kind of like this one. That's just a black light strip that I bought off eBay. I think I got like 2 of them for $4.99. I mean $14.99. Okay, so there you guys are. This is what my setup looks. This is StreamYard over here, and then I always open up YouTube as well, so I don't miss any of the comments. So okay, you guys. So that's the glow box. And then, you know, I cover up the window, try to make it dark over in that corner. Okay, you guys. This is what the back here. I'll show you since you guys might be curious about this too. This is what the back of StreamYard. I use StreamYard. So this is what the back of StreamYard looks like. Okay. So like if George, you can have up to 10 people down here. See my cursor? You can have up to 10 people down here as guests. And you can do, you know, different things here. This is where you can watch the chat, but I worry. And like I can show, see, I can hit these and I can show you guys talking to us and having fun. This is where I have my banners stored. You custom make banners. See? Those are all custom made. Here's look up in the corner now. Hang on, it'll show in just a minute. Now see up in the corner? See that? So you can make all these little custom, you know, you can make all these little custom things that you want. There's the StreamYard one if you want that for some reason. You can make all these custom. And let's see. Then I have my thank yous.
I just want to let you know that I heard that you've been talking some smack, and I just want you to know that I've been taking Taekwondo lessons in the back of the Walmart Supercenter, so if you don't want to get hurt, then you better stop.
So see, those are little thank yous when I get super chat.
Don't worry, be happy.
So, and then you can have a private chat where you and your guests can chat. Okay. And you can get a free version of StreamYard, but you won't be able to have some of the custom stuff. I pay $25 a month because it's worth it to have some of the bells and whistles. So that's what StreamYard looks like, you guys. Okay. So, all right, take glow cam off and say goodbye. I'm going to grab something to eat too, and then I'll probably be over in George's premiere too on the side chat. Okay, you guys? Thank you so much. So send your information if you're new, even if not, just to be on the safe side. All right, you guys. Sean, thank you so much, love. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate all of you. Okay, I'm going to log out, grab something to eat. I'll see you over at George's. Let's see. Yeah, I'll see you over at George's premiere, and I think it's about like 15 minutes, okay? Bye-bye, you guys. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.